Hi, this is Dr. Waki. We're going to talk about the cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system is really composed of three major parts. We have artery, capillary tissue, and vein. And between the artery and the capillary tissue, we have arterioles as a connecting set of tubes, smaller and smaller. And the same thing between the capillary tissue and the vein, we have venules. So the vascular system, the vascular pathway, is really made by two major systems. We have the pulmonary circuit, again, as the name pulmonary says, it's going to go to the lungs, and we also have the systemic circulation, and this is going to go through all the body tissue. So we're going to talk about the pulmonary pathway, and we're starting from the right side of the heart. We're starting from the right atrium. We're going to go through a valve, there is the tricuspid valve, and we're going to go down to the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, we are now coming out of the heart. So this gets its name. It's a pulmonary artery. Pulmonary means that it's going to go to the lung, and it's going to be, this pulmonary artery is going to go inside the lung. From the lung, then we're going to have through a pulmonary vein, we're coming back to the heart. This time it's on the left side of the heart. And from the pulmonary vein, we're going down to the left atrium. From the left atrium, there is another valve opening, and it's called mitral valve or bicuspid valve. And coming down through the bicuspid valve or mitral valve, we're going down to the left ventricle. And from the left ventricle, we're going to come out to the systemic circulation through the aorta. The aorta is the major artery in the systemics. Hi, we're going to talk about the heartbeat. And again, it's how the heart will contract. We're going to remember that contraction means systole, relaxation means diastole. Now keep this in mind because we're going to use the same terminology for the blood pressure. When you hear systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure, there is some similarity. After we are doing the systolic and the diastolic, the heart also goes in for a few seconds in a relaxing stage, and it's a stage where the heart trying to recuperate for their working time. This is a fraction of seconds, and then the cycle will start again. We're going to talk about the SA node and the AV node. The SA node and the AV node is controlling, it's the intrinsic neurologic control. The SA node is located at the roof of the heart, of the right atrium, and the AV node is located on the bottom of the right atrium. These again are responsible to control, it's the intrinsic control of the heart. We're going to talk about the electrocardiogram. The electrocardiogram is composed of several waves, and the first wave is the P wave. That's representing atrial contraction. The second wave is represented by the QRS, and the QRS is representing the ventricle contraction. The last wave is the T wave. That's representing ventricle relaxation or ventricle repolarization.
What type of blood is found in the pulmonary circuit? What type of blood is in the systemic circuit?
Very good questions. Actually, both the answers to those questions are related. The blood in the pulmonary circuit is actually unoxygenated until it reaches the lungs, where it becomes oxygenated. Once it returns back to the heart and then goes into the systemic circuit, it's oxygenated blood until it reaches the tissues. Then the tissues exchange the oxygenated blood and actually replace the oxygen with carbon dioxide, and then deoxygenated blood returns back to the heart for the next circuit. Okay, I know most of you have actually gotten your blood pressure taken whenever you go to the doctor, so what does that mean exactly? We're talking about high pressure that you're measuring in your arteries only. As we said before, there's little or no pressure in the veins. So what we're doing is actually measuring the pressure being exerted by the blood in your arteries. It's convenient to measure the brachial artery, which is in your arm. And we use a sphygmomanometer, and I'll spell that for you some other time, to measure blood pressure. We actually look at two separate numbers. We look at the systolic, which is the top when we say blood pressure. The systolic number is measuring ventricular contractions. The bottom number is called the diastolic, which is ventricular relaxation. And the normal reading for an adult is around 120/80.
Okay, we learned that the cardiovascular system is essentially a blood conduction system. It's actually going to be bringing oxygen from the respiratory system to the tissues where it's being used to produce ATP, the energy molecule. We also learned the cardiovascular system is responsible for transporting oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nutrients, as well as waste products from the tissues and to the tissues. And also realize that gas exchange takes place at the capillary level, between the capillaries and the tissues in order for oxygen to get inside each cell. So hopefully this will help you study. Good luck.